Hey, how you doing? This is Kitch, and you are watching me play Factorio. We should be smelting a full yellow belt here. And we should be creating a full yellow belt here. Yeah, that looks like a full yellow belt to me. That is being transferred into a red belt, and that is backing up. And you guys should be smelting faster than that. I feel. 24 furnaces? Okay, copper, this is what I would expect right here. I don't know. Maybe it's just not caught up yet. This down here I'm expecting. I mean, it looks like it's a yellow belt. Looks like we're producing a yellow belt. It doesn't look like we're consuming a yellow belt. I don't know, some of those things in Factorio, sometimes they just work themselves out over time. Actually, usually they do. With very, very minimal involvement on Kitch's part. And I generally cause more problems than I solve whenever I try to tweak those little things, so I don't do it anymore. I try not to do it anymore. Let's just leave it at that. All right, so I want to make some make our first little station here that is going to produce some science, red and green science to be specific, and I was messing around earlier, episode 9 or 10 or so, with this kind of station here, and I kind of want to take this idea and modify it a little bit. I wanted to have one station where we dropped off everything, and I've kind of rethought that. I mean, I think it's possible, and I think we could make it work, but I was actually playing in creative mode. I was actually going to do a stream where we tried out these different station designs. But once you get, like, both sides of the belt involved, it just... it probably would have worked out fine. But I have a concern of these belts all backing up and things getting clogged. And then you kind of have to count the items that you have on the belt as well as what you have in the chest here and other places. Or you leave these chests out and you have chests over here, and then but you still have to count what's on the belt because then it'll go over... It's a bigger problem than I'm wanting to solve in vanilla. When you have mods, when you have a modded thing like the warehouses, and it just makes that so much easier. But I kind of want to get something set up here. I would like that to be consistent power pole wise. I think that would be really neat. Maybe we just leave a little bit of buffer room, and then we start that, like, down here. So, let's start that. That is going to come in like that. Maybe we start it with this power pole right here. We'll base it off of that. We'll see how this works out. So we're going to have a pull out. And I do want to put in a stacker, and I'm not sure if we're going to have enough room off of that power pole now that I'm looking at it. Let's see. These are going to be one-car trains. Maybe just 4. Yeah, that's going to fit. And we might have to go and just revisit this to see how it lines up with the power poles. But we can definitely go ahead and get stuff kind of set out, because I want to make a station template here that is going to work for all of our stations. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, let's not do 4, let's do 8 in order to keep that consistent. It's going to be overkill on a smaller station like this, but on some of the larger ones... Let's not do that. Kitch, that's silly. Actually, let's do it like this. Let's leave it like that. And we'll put our excess on the inside. So we'll take out 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll take out 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Did I just do what we had up here? Let's just do what we have up here. Oh, I didn't even have that right to begin with, did I? No, I was off by 1. No, that's right. All right. Don't listen to me. I was just testing you. So we can take these inner ones out, and that's how we'll do our consistency, I should say, at least where everything lines up. All right, so that will be our entrance to this station. And then we're going to want basically this size of station, like exactly, but a little bit wider. So we can use that as a start, but we'll have to modify it a bit. And let's see, I think that is as far as we can take that out. Trim off the spurs. Now, does that corner work? I think it does. We can test that, and I think it would definitely be a good idea to do that. Do I not have... I have wood. That'll work. Yeah, okay, that works. Just wanted to double check. Sometimes it can be a little tricky. All right, and this station is going to have 3 stops. I think that's all we're going to need. And then you are going to come out and then go out onto that line. Because we're making all that one way. Okay, and we're going to have a train station here. This will be our first station. And it is going to be just our regular, call it an engineering station, whatever you want to call it there. Where we can take our ride. But let's go ahead and make it for spacing purposes. Let's go ahead and set. Go ahead and set these guys up here. These are going to be unloading stations, so you guys are going to unload. And I'm wondering if we can do something like this. I mean, I know we can, obviously, because I'm doing that. But if this is gonna make sense, rather than use all the splitters and things for unloading. Yeah, and let's take this under and combine those 2 lines, and then we'll have one output line coming out. Yeah. Yeah, I think I like this. Okay. And then I think we need to set up some of our logic. Okay, that's going to be off a little bit. I'm starting to care less and less about that as time goes on. I'm somewhat. Power pole placement is one of those things that it's really hard for me to worry about as over time. Yeah, I mean, this is just going to be goofy no matter what. Actually, I guess we could do something like this. There we go. Make it look a little bit intentional and not nearly as distracting. Okay, so there is a station. We actually need another one of these and another one of these. Because we need 2 stations, one for copper, one for iron, and then one just for us to get around with. Are we out of power poles? Looks like it. Interesting. All right, but we don't need any of this though here. So that'll give us some extra stuff because this is just going to be our passenger station. Technically, we don't even need those power poles. Those can be used elsewhere. All right, and I should have set up the logic before I copied that over, but I did not do that. So let's go ahead and do that. Even though I want to have separate stations, I don't want to combine them all into one anymore. I still want to. Can we make some power poles? Yes, we can. I still want to set them up to be circuit controlled. Let's see. I think we can do this a lot simpler, though, since we're not going to be using filters or anything like that. It's just going to be stack inserters, and that's going to be it. Just kind of thinking, because it's not going to be the same logic at all, or is it? I don't know. I think it might be. We're going to have this, and we're going to have these. Let's see. Did I do that already? I don't think I did. Okay, so that's going to be the amount of stuff that we have. That's right, I didn't have that power pole there. That's why that didn't work. So that's going to be a count of all of those items in the chest. That is going to come down here into an arithmetic combinator that is going to multiply each signal coming in by a -1 because we are going to subtract that and output each signal. -1 set. All right, so that green signal coming through there is going to come into there, and we will have a signal coming in here, which is what we want. We don't have to set that right now. And then we're going to have a decider and another decider right here. We are going to take the output of this, which is going to be our request, and send it to that, and then send that into the back of that combinator. So we have what we want. Let's just put something in there. I want A. I want many A's. I want 6,000 A's. That's a bad example. What do I have in my inventory right now? I have copper. Okay, let's say I want copper. And I would like 100 coppers, please. Okay, and this is going to subtract that and combine those two, and that is going to go into the back of that decider, and we get that 100 signal, which is right. We put... Oh, yeah. Let's take that off there. If I put 50 in there, I would expect 50 to be right there. If I do that 25, that should now be 75. All right, so this is doing what we want. And I want to say if each signal coming in is greater than 0, output 1 of each. Okay, so if we put 200 in there, that'll turn that signal off, and we're no longer getting that. That is what we want. Okay, and we don't really need to do this, but I want to do this as sort of a safety precaution. In that I want each signal coming in greater than 0, output 1 of each signal. We want to normalize the train contents coming out. Read the train contents, send that in there. That'll get that normalized. And then we have a potential 1 coming out of here and a potential 1 coming out of here. And boy, I think we can do this all with green wire. Wouldn't that just be fantastic? We just got to make sure not to cross this green wire and the other green wire. And I'm out of green wire. And I actually don't want that to cross. It's an aesthetic thing. I don't like to see the wires crossing. But we have this up here, which we can send out across like that. And that should get all of them, right? Yep. All right, and we want your enabled condition. Anything equal to 2. All right, let's call this drop copper. Because that is currently set up for copper. And just because I'm a little bit of a stickler, let's just move that up 1 tile. And we'll set that request to 100. And we want to combine it with that, send that in the back there. That's what we want. That's leftover. All right, so how's this going to work? Let's get our train here set up. We had some wood for that earlier, didn't we? Yeah. Where'd it go? Right there. And you want a car on you. Let's see. We want to add a station. Drop copper. Circuit condition. Go. If you place the trains in the station, sometimes it doesn't register the signals. So that is what that's about. Okay, so if I put iron in here, that shouldn't make that go. Because we have an iron signal and a copper signal. And oh, we gotta set that up. Let's see, that's gonna be a green wire that goes from there to there to that guy. Right? We read that now? Yeah, okay. 1 iron, 1 copper. That is not gonna do it. Let's take this out temporarily. Because, well, yeah. Okay, and let's put copper in there. All right. So, 10, 10, 10, 10. That gives us the count of all the items in the chest. That should go to here. We have 120 items in the chest. That is coming through and being turned into a negative 120, being combined with this signal, being sent to the back of that, which is a negative 20. That is not greater than 0, so that is not going out. But we still have copper in the train, so that's giving us a signal of negative 1. This is exactly what I want, I think. All right, this is, yes, very, very over-engineered, I think. But with what I'm wanting to do here, I think it's going to make a little sense later on. One of the big things I want to do is we've got just, you know, we can hold, what is that? These stack in 100, that's 10, so that is 4,000. Am I doing that right? Yes. 4,800 in each one of these. So that's just a ludicrous amount of copper that could end up in there. That's not going to be used by this at all. And I don't want to fill up all those chests. I mean, I guess we could go through and do something like that where we limit it quite a bit. This is more fun, though, I think. It's the part of the game that I enjoy. All right, so we're almost there. We are very close to there. We have a signal right here that is telling us if we actually have what we need. And I want to make it where I want to do a couple of things. The first thing I want to do is get a red signal that goes to that power pole, and goes out. I want that copper signal. That is when it's a 1, that is a signal that we need copper, right? I want to send that need out onto the line. Do I need to send that out onto the line? I don't think I do. Now that I'm thinking about it again. But I'm going to. Because of reasons. And let's see. I want a signal for this station. Right there-ish. Let's go ahead and just throw these signals down so they don't do the crazy blinky thing. Let's take it all the way back and just see if this will stretch that far. I want to take this to that signal, and I want you to close that signal when anything is greater than 0. So if there is a need for copper, If there's a need for copper, not equal to 0. No, that's not right either. What signal's coming on through here? We're getting a red copper signal coming in here. And I want you to close it if anything equals 0. Close the signal if anything equals 0. There is an input. We're getting a red signal, so we are getting a 1 of copper. There's a train here. Let's pull the train out. Okay, so yeah, now it's open. Okay. Kitch. Okay, so let's take out that right there and just put like 200 in there. You are greater than 0. Okay, so now it's not getting a signal. Anything is not greater than 0. We want everything greater than 0, right? Okay, you're getting an output signal of 1. We want to close this station. All input signals are greater than 0, right? And it's closed. Oh. Man, I'm batting 1,000 tonight, aren't I? Put those in there. That signal is now negative 100. You are not sending that out. You should be closed, and you are. We take that out. You now have a need. You are greater than 1. Less than equal to 0. Gosh. Sorry, I had a long day of programming. I don't know what's going on here. Okay, so is this right? Let's look. We're saying that we need copper, so the station is open. We have copper. The station is closed. Okay. Okay, the problem, though, is it's true if there are no inputs. All right, so we're not sending anything. So that is actually exactly what we want. Okay, so the purpose of that is whenever this station is actually full of its stuff, whenever it has everything that it needs, and we're going to close this station down so no train needs to come to it. Yeah, that's what we want. Why was there was something I had, some idea I had with sending that signal out, and I don't remember what it was. I think I'm going to go ahead and leave it for now, and we'll come back and revisit that at another time. It's probably better to have it all out there than it is to remember what it is like 4 or 5, 20 episodes from now, and then go back and have to redo everything. All right, so that is going to be our copper station. That is going to be our iron station. And I don't remember what number we want on this, but we'll adjust that at a little bit later date. Let's see, let's get you guys out of there. And we'll call this drop, not copper, but drop iron. Okay, so we'll have a copper line coming out here. We'll have an iron line coming out here. We will have our, let's see. Let's just call this stop. No, not stop. Let's call it a stop. Science. And the reason I want it that way is, well, I don't know. Does it? It shows up at the top of the list. That's just a silly little thing there. All right, so let's try this out. Let's add a station. We want pickup copper. Which I currently can't go to right now because this is incomplete. Let's just set this up temporarily so we can get some of this moving. I do have one of these guys right here. Let's do it in line. I'll take you down. And put the little loop-de-loo right there. Oh, I got that off, didn't I? That's okay. That one is not long for this world. Oops, I took the wrong one out. That's the one we want. All right, you're going to go to pick up copper until your cargo is full, and then you're going to go to drop copper for inactivity? Can we do something with this? We have that. I think we may need another combinator to make that work. We'll do inactivity for now. Like maybe 1 second. And let's set that to automatic, and we'll see if this works the way that I hope it does. That station is currently open. Our train... What up, man? Why did you not go to pick up copper, right? Okay, maybe you just wanted to do a little tour first. Starting to get into basically the meat of this series right now. This is what I was wanting to do, was to play with circuits and trains. This was the stuff right here. All right, so you're going to come in here. You should only drop off 100. There we go. That looks good. That closed the station down. Okay, this is why we test. We do not want you guys to be hooked up to the circuit network. at all. It's only the inside, unloaded ones. All right, that makes sense. I always say trust but verify. I'm really, really glad that that I verified. Where is this going? I can't tell. Oh, it's going across. So you're gone, and you're gone. Okay, that's going to unload. And how much do we have in there? We have 110, and we've got some out on the line. 110 is just how much we want buffered in those chests. I think this is going to work. I think this is going to work. And we can just expand this out, like our next one. Let's see, what does Blue Science need again? I've forgotten already. Blue Science is going to need, okay, red circuits, which require plastic, which require petroleum and coal. So we're gonna need a petroleum station, a coal station. We're going to need, what else? Copper, iron for the circuits, and then steel. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items. Am I reading that correctly? I think so. All right, so we'll just make basically 5 stations coming across like that, and that'll work. All right, well, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will see you in the next episode, where I want to go ahead and kind of lay out my ideas for how I want to do these stations for the individual sciences and things that we build and these little things that we drop off. So thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will see you in the next episode where we're going to do that. Thank you for watching. See you next time.